Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Welcome to the Texas Ticket. This is Armando. I'm with Chris Vogel from Sunstar.
Yep, again, second time now. Finally, we're back.
But a guest now. You're like my co-host.
Oh, that's what
got you working.
Yeah, last time I was sitting on the other side of the table, but here we are interviewing somebody else.
Well, you're gonna have a whole bunch of fun, and I know you brought the beer. I was like, man, Chris brought the beer.
Always. That's what people know me for now, bringing the beer.
And that double meat cheeseburger thing you're doing.
Oh, the best burger in Conroe. Hashtag best burger in Conroe. Southern Star-Brewing Company.
Burger.
Yeah, I heard about that one too.
There's a thing.
Yeah.
So you're doing a lot of stuff now. You're serving food down there at the Southern Star Brewery here in Conroe, Texas.
Yeah,
the
3 weeks.
First to can
First to can craft beer in Texas.
That's right. And you've got a full service kitchen going on down there now, bringing out pizzas,
burgers, appetizers. We're talking about doing some Buried Hatchet ice cream maybe in the future.
Ew.
No, what? It's incredible.
Wow.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, man.
I had some from St. Arnold yesterday.
I got some Pabst Blue Ribbon vanilla you can try.
He said it tastes like coffee. Which it does.
It does.
And dark
Yeah,
chocolate.
and so with you today, you brought some of the Southern Stars Light Lager, a new offering,
our newest.
and the tall boys.
Yeah.
You got to bring the tall boys.
Are we breaking them out yet or no?
Well, give us just a minute. We have a guest coming up. We have here on the show today. We have quite a few guests. We have one guest, and Tom Cronin from the Cozy Grape down in Montgomery, Texas, will be joining us here shortly. He's waiting here in the studio now, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about some of the things he's got up and coming, and some of the other stuff going on in Montgomery, Texas, our local neighbor, and just. Right on the horizon, here this weekend, there are so many things that were tugging at me. I can't even begin to tell you. There is a air balloon light show, laser light show going on down at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds this weekend.
I did not know that. But I could probably see that.
Hot air balloons, like the big ones.
Wait, they're going to be flying air balloons? Oh, wait.
With lasers.
People inside them.
Lasers. Yeah.
I can probably see that from the brewery.
Probably.
Okay, we'll be looking.
But,
Wait, what day is that?
Saturday and Sunday. It's an all-weekend gig. Yeah.
You can stop by the brewery before they go and fly air balloons, I guess.
You should stop by somewhere before you go fly hot air balloons. and then we've got a lot of other events coming up, and one of the big events coming up this weekend as well is the Orange Swift Wine Dinner over at Cozy Grape. So let's get this show started. Let's welcome Mr. Tom Cronin from the Cozy Grape in Montgomery, Texas. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Armando. I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity.
Man, I'm glad you're here. It feel like I drug you out. I know you've been in your happy place for a long time in Montgomery, and it's been treating you well, and the business has been good. That food has been good. I could tell you a few dishes that I have to have. I got craving food on your menu. Things like that lamb shank. There's a lamb shank.
Lamb shank?
Roasted lamb shank. You can look around.
We don't sell that, so I'm all right with that. That sounds
I looked everywhere to find out. I grew up working at April Sound. I was a waiter there, and it was filet every night. I mean, everybody had a filet, and people say that if you get used to something, you get put out of your perspective, it changes, and me and the other waiters, a bunch of high school kids, college kids, Sigma Chi's from Sam, worked up at the April Sound Country Club. It was the thing. And I'll tell you, everybody complained that they didn't have a bone and some gristle. That was the biggest complaint.
I wouldn't complain about that. I love fillets.
Well, if it's all you ever had,
well, I can see that.
You'd want a ribeye.
I haven't.
You
I still
would.
don't hate beer.
You would. I'm just saying it came to pass with a bunch of naive young boys. Now we don't know, fine dining and all the things that, acquired tastes may have, procured through the years, but, at that state, it was so easy to see how perspective can take over, how you see it, You know, I mean, if you were only fed ever one thing, you know, you'd eagerly want, love, and desire the other. You know, and so it's all about the senses and perspective, and I believe that this is true, and I see a lot of things about how I see it versus how someone else sees it, and I think in the core of me, this is all that everything is made of, is perspective. You know, if my daughter thinks I'm a wealthy man if I show her a handful of loose change.
Yeah.
That's rich. Dang. You know, but I'm not, or maybe I am. So, you know, when we look at the senses and we look at the artist and Miguel, right? What is the artist?
Miller.
Miller. Yeah, he's coming.
Miller Cavado, I believe his name is. I think he's out of Humble. He's a well-known artist in the area. He's bringing some sculptures and some paintings. And that's a reason they call it Senses, is because he wants to, you know, people will be blindfolded part of the time.
Oh, really?
So they can smell, taste, touch, feel his
and
artwork.
here. Now,
Yes,
I know
his
here.
artwork.
Here was the one that was was the obvious, right? The foretold, right? If you looked at his work, which I did, I glanced at some of his pieces, and they're like a guitar. They're like an instrument is blended in. It literally has strings and an acoustic sound.
Mm-hmm.
They're like a thing, you know, I want to say like a sculpture, but it's wood, you know, and I don't necessarily think of a sculpture in wood, you know.
I understand it now. I heard you guys talking about a census event, and I was thinking about like a census for taking population. But now I get what you're saying. You're having an art show
For the five senses.
for the five senses. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And Oren Swift is the winemaker, which, you know, and Oren Swift and I have been friends. You know, we're friends. We get along. And I know a lot of people understand what I mean by that. It's a good wine. It's a good table wine. One I prefer. One I want on my table. One I like. And you know, from brands like The Prisoner and Nickel and a few others, Mannequin and Machete series, and some of the others that Oren Swift has put out through the years, and they're very art orientated. So if you walk in the vineyard, it's Papillon, you know, fist to fist,
Exactly.
right up there in the front of the walk-in as you walk in this vineyard, and they're about the artist, you know, and it was like Prisoner's hands, you know, and it was always gritty and just real dark and had this, but you know, art and that kind of fanfare is not necessarily something original to California, but I think that when you brought in an actual Henry, I don't know the gentleman that started Oren Swift.
I'm not sure either.
Henry, I think it's Henry.
There's two names. Oren and Swift are two different people, and a lot of times people confuse it and think it's one guy. But some of the reason we're doing Oren Swift, the artwork on the wine bottles is incredible, and like you just mentioned, every one of them is extremely unique, and somebody put a lot of time and effort just for a wine label, but they're absolutely gorgeous.
And about 5 years ago, it was picked up by Ernest and Julio Gallo's Fine Wines team, and they added that to their collection and purchased Oren Swift. And so now we get this this product that's given me some consistency, because I you know, the Sunshine Group bought Jim Beam not too long ago, and when they bought that, I swear I cracked open a handlebar, and I'll tell you, it tasted different. You know, and I don't know. Yeah, I was like, ooh, what is this? Where'd you get this?
In alcohol.
Yeah, and we had a different, and I also noticed that they cataloged the existing Jim Beam, you know, because there's a 10-year and a 15-year that's in barrel and stock, and they categorize these a little differently and put them into their a new Jim Beam special label, which to me, okay, that's the only last existing Jim Beam, you know, and it's what I'm reading from that, and you know, that's perspective. It's just mine. So when I think of Orin Swift and I think about the wine transitioning to a brand like Ernest and Julio Gallo, which has been, home to good wine and really wanted to come to grow further, I don't think they'd inhibit the winemaker. And by bringing him on, I think that was a good touch too.
Oh, absolutely. That's who I chose. Because we actually interviewed a couple different winemakers for this particular, wine event. And I call it a wine event instead of just a wine tasting because, it is 4 courses. It's a welcome cocktail, and it will be, that will actually be either a Manhattan or something of that nature from a really good distillery. But Orin Swift is, a lot of people remember it from The Prisoner. But there's so many wines out there. Sometimes you tend to get lost, and that's why I wanted to bring them on.
Yeah, absolutely. And the same thing goes with a lot of other brands and things that we our indulgences. And we were talking the other day about how time confuses these things. We look at them and as a 2D kind of setting, but the reality is there was 15 years in that making, where there were 5 years in production there that you don't see when you bring it back to a read, that brings on a different mindset on how these things are produced, brought to market, brought to the table, who transitions the brands or labels and who prepares them and what integrity is done along the way. So not to lean too much on Orin Swift, but great brand, great choice. And I think great orientation as far as the art perspective goes. And now you got the Texas Mini Plaza right across the street, Art and Beyond, and right across the street, who's got some of his, and I say him, what was his name again?
Miller
Caveda. It's got his art right out front, the giant bass viola that's out in the front on the foyer of the Texas Mini Plaza across the street from Cozy Grape is on display. And it's an instrument. It's a straight up giant, massive viola that's just 1.5 stories tall, and it's got strings on it.
I'm interested.
You can get out front and play the thing.
I want to come and see this place.
It's got strings and everything. And so I think that's really cool. I love the idea, and I know he's got toys and tricks in store, because his art's beyond a sculpture, like a bust, or he's not gonna So you're not gonna elaborate senses on a bust. You know what I mean? It's got a thing where you're gonna touch it with your blindfold on. I already know. Okay, I can tell where he's going. I've seen his work.
He also does your labels, or he does labels for the.
No, that's different. That was Orin Swift. I think they did commission several artists over the years for each different product they produce. They had an artist, I believe the story is, actually produce a label for that product, whether it's a Cabernet or a Sauvignon Blanc or whatever product it is. And they've got some really unique names. When the Prisoner Wine Company was sold, Orin Swift had a non-compete, so he couldn't do anything for I think 10 years. Soon as that non-compete was up, he started producing wine again.
Was that one with a million pictures on the front? It had 1 million photos on the front of the bottle. It was a collage. It was like a montage. Oh, I can't remember it.
I can't remember that either.
It was called collage, or
that makes sense.
It was like that. It was that kind of. I can't remember. I hate doing this when we're doing this show.
We're familiar with label art. This was done by a guy named Mike Draper. He passed away.
And this is the hatchet.
Yeah, Buried Hatchet.
Buried Hatchet, a Southern Star-Brewing release, and it is
one of our
original art as well. And this art's grown a bit as far as canning and bottling art. This art, I don't know if we can see that. Let's put it up here for these guys to see. Can we get that, Mr. Schmisser? There we go.
Yeah, if you see.
Was he a Texas artist?
Yeah, he commissioned all of our artwork.
Really? That's impressive.
He did really well. One of my favorites is obviously Buried Hatchet, but we had a beer called Le Mort Vivant where he the people that know Southern Star are
I've had it.
clapping right now.
I had it when we
That was
first
our beer to
opened
guard.
13 years ago.
It was a French beer to guard, beer of aging, and he made a like a skeletal World War I soldier that was in this art style that was incredible. It's my favorite art from him.
No, you've got a new label to this can now.
Yeah, our Buried Hatchet Reserve. The
Reserve
story we talked about the other day.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it keeps true to this label. It
yeah,
has to
I
the
took
art.
his artwork, and you see the sprout at the top. I should have brought you some Reserve. I still have a little bit left.
That's okay.
But we grew the tree out so to make it an American oak that was 18 years. So the new Buried Hatchet can has a big tree on it right here with the hatchet in the bottom that's in the ground.
I love this art.
I had never noticed that.
Oh,
I just drink it. I never looked at the can.
well, I'll have to bring you some of the Reserve so you can see the difference. And by the way, the Reserve is the best beer we've ever made. So
That's
that's
fantastic.
it's great to drink as well. Eventually, I wouldn't say do it right away. But
It's fantastic art. I love it growing out of the ground. We were chatting over the weekend on our way to the Texas Renaissance Festival, which we went, and proudly serving Southern Star
absolutely.
beer all over the
18 years now.
all over the festival
17
grounds. We were able to enjoy that, and of course, Buried Hatchet, keeping in some kind of theme for the Texas Renaissance Festival.
Yeah.
Why don't we bury the hatchet? I don't know. Why don't we just drink a beer?
Well, that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
Bury the hatchet over the best stout in Texas.
And the new one grows really nice out of there. But I think this can art, it's really neat, and it's really something that breweries, wineries, and so many more. Yeah, let's try now. Cozy Grape carries Buried Hatchet.
We do.
Okay.
As well as Bombshell Blonde, and we've carried quite a few of the different Southern Star products over the years. And
Thank you.
at one time, I think I mentioned to you, Chris, Dave did when we first opened, did a sold out beer dinner, and I'd love to schedule something again.
Let's do it.
We try and do unique, different kind of unique
That's
events, and that's why I don't just do wine dinners. We do whiskey tastings. And I'd love to do a beer dinner. With
I
you
wasn't
guys.
even trying to have a thing at your place. I was going for the Faith and Blue event down in Montgomery, down at the community center, right down the street. I could see it from your patio.
Yeah,
I
that
could
was
see
the
it.
7th, I think.
Yeah, I could see it. So my daughter's like, "Why are we here?" I'm like, "Because we're 45 minutes early for the Faith and Blue." What's Faith and Blue? And I'm like, "Well, it's churches and police department all coming together." Chief Solomon was out there, and everyone else, and we had a great time. But while we were there, we were like, "Okay, well, we're going to appetize our way into the event," because we looked over there and they're doing free hamburgers and hot dogs, and it's Faith and Blue. It's like, okay, community event. So don't get too full because they're doing free snow cones and all this other stuff down there at the community center. It's like, okay. So I ordered a few appetizers. We had an escargot, right? So it's me and my daughter. I picked her up straight from school, but she has athletics, so she's in that volleyball program. So I picked her up a little later after, brought her up there, and so we finished eating, and she's just dipping her bread in that
She is
butter.
She's no stranger to escargot.
Well, she's all dipping in there, getting it and going crazy like she's got queso at Taco Bell or something. And then afterwards, I Sophia, we're going to go over to Faith and Blue, but I want to applaud your culinary bravery. And she goes,
"Oh, no.
What does that mean?" And I'm like, bravery, I know what that means. What's that other word? Food bravery. Why? What was that? And I'm like, snails. It was snails. Escargots. She's like, "Oh my gosh, what?"
It was delicious." Right? I mean, she ate it all.
She shuffled away all upset. But, at the end, I think we got a chance to have a little bit of an adventure. And it was nice to do that in our hometown. And, we week before, everybody went to the Moco Showdown. Right, it was the Bears versus the Lions, and so the Montgomery Bears versus the Montgomery Lions. Super cool. That was super fun. I painted my hair for that.
Oh wow,
you're brave.
Yeah, we had a great time. What a feeling! And it was really weird. When you go down to events like that, you start recognizing smells.
I've always recognized smells.
Yeah, walk to the your old locker room.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden, you're in 8th grade again. It's like, oh wow, holy cow! It's still here.
This was every day.
It's still going on. It's the same dang smell.
Well, you want to smell some new
Yeah,
beer?
let's try that. And this is the new one that just came out, the lager that and I'm a Bombshell Blonde guy, so it's good that you try it. We all get a little sample of this guy.
See if we can get it on air.
What a sound.
Yeah, it's good.
So this is the newest offering.
Yeah, Southern Star Light Lager. Wow. So the way this is going into the sets for HEB the end of this month for the first time. It's very premium light lager. We don't splice in any corn or rice or any fillers of that kind.
Okay.
But we do cut our own margins to get it out to people at it more affordably because times are tough right now, and I really want people to enjoy a premium light beer that's made locally, and I think that's the best philosophy when it comes to business: is the best possible product at the best possible price. I think everybody could agree on that.
Absolutely. I certainly don't disagree.
Yeah. I know Armando's had a few of these.
Oh wow! I gotta put that out there.
I just said a few.
Good.
Dang.
He comes to the brewery, and I appreciate that.
Well, and I like a lighter fare, and I tend to, everybody tells me, even with wine, that my palate's so light that it tends to be non-existent. But when you go into things like Silver Oak and some other brands that are just bringing in this really light, easy drinking wine that just barely, oh my goodness, you get this Spotswood silk consumption. I get a lot of that here, but I try to stay oblivious to the alcohol content, but I do like it not to be so high because I want to hang out.
Yeah, this one is on par. It's a little higher than like your traditional low calorie beer that you're going to find out there, but that's because the way that we don't dilute this with water.
Yep.
We use an enzyme that eats the carbohydrates, so it keeps a lot of the flavor and a lot of the alcohol content.
And Southern Star is quickly becoming one of the breweries that are other people are looking towards to help with their beers.
That's right.
Tell me how you do that.
Well, we have the third largest facility in Houston as far as like our capacity goes, and within that we're trying to go all over the city and help smaller breweries or smaller businesses or even entrepreneurs that want to create beverages come brew with us. We'll make your beer to the highest quality possible,
or energy drink or THC beverage
anything.
or power drink, whatever
we've added so much equipment to the brewery over the last 2 years that we can literally make any beverage out there. We have everything from inline carbonation to yeast propagation so that we can make non-alcoholic beers to flash pasteurization. We're actually also expanding into tunnel pasteurization, which is pasteurizing after packaging. So you have no problems when it comes to quality control.
If I asked you to make me my dream pickle beer,
we can do it right now.
But
we can go back to the brewery today and make you your pickle.
But we'd probably get a premium, right? Because we're going to make all the lines stink like pickle.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's pickle beer out there now. But
there is.
I can make it better.
If I run pickle beer on my tab.
Wait, so do you enjoy pickle beers? Or are you just bringing that up to?
I like a pickle beer. I don't enjoy pickle beers. I enjoy a pickle beer from time to time.
Okay.
And I do like it. Really, like from time to time. Like one, matter of fact, it was a split. I'd like that because it's kind of like that kind of drink. It's a different kind of drink to me. Like a Mickey or it's a different kind of beverage. When I think about a pickle beer, right? Well, do you ever want a pickle beer? Well, sure, that sounds cool, but I'm not gonna hammered. My friends aren't gathering around for pickle beers. Gather around, everyone. We're gonna drink pickle beers till we puke. Well, they took two.
A few years ago, people were like, "What is a pickle beer?" Now it's like normal. It's like, "Oh, you haven't had one? They're incredible," and they are.
It's kind of like a Michelada. I don't drink them the whole way, but other people do. That's all they drink. But I don't mind starting with one. I don't mind getting one going. You know what I mean? Get one, the whole flavorful, the Baskin Robbins of beers. Give me 51 flavors. And I'm a happy guy.
That might be the new way to go. Actually,
the Baskin Robbins.
Yeah.
Chris, how many offerings do you guys have? You have some seasonals also, don't you?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
those are coming out.
seasonals. So technically, we built a new. I don't know since the last time you've probably been.
I've
there.
only been to when it was on the Loop.
Oh,
I
wow.
went for a private tasting. Dave took good care of us,
Yeah, Dave's
and that's
incredible, by the
been
way.
12 years.
Well, we moved into a new space in 2016, and then the last 2 years, we've had open our new tap room. Now we rebuilt the whole bottom floor,
Wow.
so we have 16 taps downstairs and 10 or 12 upstairs, as well as we just built. Since you haven't even seen this yet, we built a 20 by 40 tent awning situation out in the beer garden last weekend for our Oktoberfest, which we just had, which was a huge success.
Nice.
Like, I think over 650 people came to our Oktoberfest on Saturday. It was crazy. But
A lot of fun.
the next time you come down, you'll notice we got a nice like outdoor seating area out by that the outside bar.
And you're talking about moving that outdoor bar. Are you moving that? Are you
I
already
don't
gonna
know.
Tear that thing
It's
down?
we're not gonna tear it down. I was last time you
Can
were
you
over,
pick it up?
We were gonna move it. Yeah, we can move it back, but I think now since
There's like 30 feet, 30 yards
yeah,
back
yeah, we
there,
could move
40
it.
yards,
Yeah.
50 yards.
we could do that, but I think we're gonna build around it instead, or possibly build a couple more bars out there.
Nice. I think it's a great place for local entertainment. What's that other venue up the road there? There's like a wedding venue or something.
Oh, right next to us. Yeah,
What's
we're
that
right
thing?
next to a wedding venue.
What's that thing called?
Don't know.
Don't know either.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Actually we
there's
had
a
we had a
little
group
place
of
there.
people come Sunday that were at a wedding there, and they came to the brewery.
Good. So we're looking at gosh, I wish I could remember everybody's names. We're looking at the Texas Mini Plaza and their team coming over, and I know those ladies are just wonderful people, and so many artists that they house there, and they have a Western artist there. It's my favorite. Can't remember his name.
Like Western.
Oh, he paints Western. It's not like the Louis L'Amours or anything like
Oh, okay.
that. But he does he does everything you'd want to put in your man cave. I mean, his art, his paintings, phenomenal. And he's got a bunch of those over there, and they're Western style. The pistols and the parasols and the Western style looks to it.
It's not Russell, is it, or Remington?
No,
Because they both, I know Remington does sculptures and paints.
no, this artist is. Oh, here it goes. Oh, you gotta give a
Is that
sigh.
dark chocolate?
You gotta give a at the end.
Oh, it smells good.
So the other artist does a lot of the Western art, and he's out there, and they even got this one giant painting of which is like that really thick oil where you can rub your hand across it and it's all textured.
Yeah.
It's like and big. It's like almost it's embossed to an effect that you couldn't rub your hand from coast to coast on this painting without it. You're doing this bit and coming off of it, it and it's the Alamo, right? The old school Alamo. Something I think I'd see in like a historical place, like at the Alamo. They've got one of those over there. They recently got. They have like a Bible from the 18th century.
Oh, wow.
It's
That's
about
impressive.
It's about this thick.
Yeah.
And I'm like
Old and New Testament.
it's just the way it's laid out and the way it's put together that is so the antiquity of it all. It's art. Without the words. Just the fact that this book is kept for so long and so well and it endured. It just wow. Just the whole thing, and she's met this artist in some place in some way, and I've met a lot of guys who are doing these art galleries that are 90 and 80%, if not 100% digitally done. So you go into their galleries and they're very sensorial and very they're achieving it. We say sensorial like it's some cliche or some, just passing statement of art. No, these guys, they got it. They got it. Like what? Oh, wow. You've been to Disney?
Oh, it's been years, but yes.
Do you remember the Shrek thing? You know, when
Right.
Oh, yeah.
the Shrek, where you got in the little amphitheater kind of thing, and you were in the little seats, and they were like, "I got away," you know, and they had like sound on all
Yeah, I
parts
see
of
what
your
you mean, yeah.
chair and wind that would rustle at your feet.
People blowing
So
on
There
you.
he goes, there he goes, and everybody would look at the same time, but they're following a wind tunnel that's been, you know, managed through the floor of the studio. And so as the wind rustles your feet, everybody looks down and together. So it moves the room, and we all, oh, what the heck was that? I felt it. This is immersive kind of thing where it brings those senses into play that really get, you know, I mean, I must have rode 1,000 rides that weekend, but I mean, that one just stuck, and I'm not a big Shrek fan.
So is this how
But
it's going to
just-
be?
Just how they laid it out.
I mean, is this how the census thing
I
is?
don't know. You know, I know, we got the stylings of Cozy Grape. The chef there at Cozy Grape's phenomenal. Efron is going to put together some great menu for us. He's got some wonderful foods put together. Orin Swift, a great wine a vineyard that is strongly artistic and art focused, bringing their senses of the taste to the table for sure, to complement whatever Efren puts down. But then we've got our artists from Texas Mini Plaza and that group coming and bringing whatever they bring to bring the visual effect, if not on my plate, you know, and they bring the artist. He's going to bring instruments-based sculptures that the sculpture itself can make sound.
A lot of them will be covered during certain parts of the dinner, and he will not reveal them until after you've touched them and smelled and everything. And all of the artwork, of course, will be for sale.
That's fantastic.
Interesting.
There's blindfolds
When is
involved.
this?
It's Sunday night, this coming Sunday night, October 19th at 5:30 p.m. It probably will last about 2 hours. The commentary on the wine is going to be by one of the Orin Swift people. They're one of their direct winery people. I think a regional manager is going to come in because she knows more about Orin
Even
Swift
better.
and the
That's
offering
even better.
than-
Oh yeah,
than I do.
Sounds
Bring me that
interesting.
lady.
But,
Yeah, for sure.
And it'll be, I believe, it's 5 courses. We released the menu a while back because if people have food allergies. Initially, we thought, and Rebecca at Lone Star
consider
Art
it.
Gallery had suggested, you know, let them smell it and taste it first. But with food allergies, I didn't want somebody to get all upset when they told us after the fact that they're gluten free or something significant.
You do consider it, Tom. And, you know, the restaurant is indicative of that, and we see a lot of that fare, you know, throughout the restaurant, and you take time to consider their needs, their concerns, their, you know, whatever makes their culinary experience a little better. And an icon in downtown Montgomery, Texas, and a member of at one point at the city council there in Montgomery, as well as an active part of the community and everything going on down there, supporting the community in a regular way. Tom, they should be glad to have you down there.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And then and what are we sampling here? You got a sample you poured out for us there.
Yeah, I just poured out Buried Hatchet. It's
Buried Hatchet.
the
The classic.
Yeah, the classic. Along with Bombshell Blonde, this is our oldest brand that we've had since 2008. Just smell it. You talk about senses.
Oh yeah.
That's that coffee you were talking about.
Yeah.
There it is.
To be clear, everybody thinks this is a coffee stout. It's not. But you get the coffee esters in the beer. You get
Okay.
the coffee and the dark chocolate and a nice roasted bit out of the roasted barley that we use. And it's,
Oh, that's amazing.
no, it's incredible.
Yeah, you can certainly smell the coffee. I can smell the coffee as much as I taste it.
So think about it.
You
Okay.
hit it nail on the head. You hit a nail on the head. He's gonna give me the brewery experience, but I got a lot of coffee taste. I got a lot of that chocolate, that dark chocolate. you were
I've got
talking
the
about.
chocolate now too.
Yeah. I got different.
Well, I can
facets.
premise anything for you on this one. Yeah. So think about the ice cream that I was talking about. Now, this one, there's no sweetness in this. There's almost no sugar in this beer. But if you add it to it, then you have a dark chocolate coffee roasted ice cream. We've been adding vanilla ice cream to this on samples every once in a while for years now. It was Omar used to do it, our old sales manager, and people love it.
That's a great idea. I'm gonna have to think about
We
doing
we
that.
were experimenting in the kitchen. With
That could be your fifth course. There you go. There's a
yeah.
fifth course right there, Tom.
Oh, well,
I
we
got
were
dessert nailed down.
experimenting with a Buried Hatchet float and our root beer float. So
Efren's going to yell at
we
all
had
of us for
the
this.
different ways.
He's going to be so. What do you mean I got to use that dark beer?
You guys do a root beer?
Yeah, we make root beer in house. We sell out of it very quickly. So right
Okay,
now,
'cause-
Taylor's working
Nice.
on it. I think next week actually we'll have more. But it is great, and we can package it as well. We
That's
do,
very good.
That's
This
a good idea.
This
Yeah.
is good. This is good. It's got a unique taste. Unexpected.
Have people in Texas really. I mean, this is our probably when as far as beer nerds go, like myself, this is the best beer we make. And
Really?
all over Dallas and Austin, this is the beer that most of like people request. Obviously, Bombshell Blonde is our biggest brand, but Buried Hatchet, and then the barreled aged version of this, which we talked about earlier,
The special select.
the Buried Hatchet Reserve,
The reserve. Okay.
used to be formerly known as Black Crack,
Okay.
but the Reserve, yeah, it's incredible beer. I think personally, it's my favorite beer we make. But you guys reminded me that we're actually doing a beer dinner with Eden Cafe on the 30th.
On 30th of
Those are good
October?
people
Of
over there.
this-
I
yeah.
know them. They're really nice people.
Where's Eden Cafe?
It's over on 1488.
Right across from Kroger.
Yeah, it's been there
Same-
for a long
Like
time.
Fort like end of
Towards Montgomery, yeah,
Oh,
towards Magnolia, I guess.
sure. Rather do it in Montgomery. It'd be easier to get home.
Yeah, well,
I'm-
you reminded me. Like,
That's one of my favorite restaurants.
Yeah, it's incredible.
the owner was involved with. We did a fundraiser a couple years ago, and I'm trying to think of the gentleman's name, but he was very involved with it. It was for teen suicide, and there was a. Are you familiar with the movie they filmed in Montgomery?
Yep.
So he was actually, I think, one of the directors because he came. They filmed some of it at our restaurant.
He's doing the Beast
the
right now.
owner?
He's doing the
Yes.
Beast. He's doing that movie, The Beast,
Of-
right now in Montgomery County. The Beast. It's the Nacogdoches Beast or something like that. It's the current movie he's working
Oh.
on, but I can't remember his name. I know you're talking about. They did the thing over at Montgomery Stadium, and I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
has he
Tell me-
has
tell
he
me.
been the owner for the whole time?
Yeah, he and his wife. And
Threshold?
his name is.
Threshold?
Does it start with an? I can't remember. Really, really nice guy, tall guy, bald headed. I remember.
I was talking with a guy named Eric from over there. It's
Okay,
not-
that's not the one I'm thinking of. Hopefully, I can think of his name, but just a gentleman, and he.
was on.
I've been there several times. It's
He
one of
was
my
on
favorite
Karen's
restaurants,
show.
but he's very involved in the movie, and I'm trying to think of the name of the series. But they produced or they filmed the entire series in Montgomery, and it focused on teen suicide. And I met him when we did a fundraiser, and then subsequently later on, they filmed in Cozy Grape for part of the film.
That's great.
So I got to be an extra.
Well, that's
But
incredible.
I need to. I think it's on YouTube. I need to check and see. 'cause
Wayne
I-
Mack was in it too, wasn't he? He got a little spot in there. I think Wayne
Yes,
Mack got
yes,
a spot
yeah.
in that movie.
Judge Mack was in that.
Yeah. And
Oh.
somebody else got little cameos in there. And and he's producing a second one now. It's called The Beast. And my friend Terry Weaver.
Yeah,
Weaver.
I know
Thank you,
Terry.
sir.
Terry very
yeah,
well.
So Terry
He's
Weaver,
also an author.
Yeah, and he's doing the Beast, and so you can find that on Karen the Connector show. She's here on Lone Star Community Radio. You can look down below, and you see her and Terry Weaver together, and check some of those links and watch the program with Terry Weaver talking about that actual episode. Yeah, and we got to visit with him and some of those guys talking about some of those sensitive subjects that were very important back in the day, and I know still are now, and we find it in so many different places, and there are so many places you can call. But if you're feeling any suicidal concerns or thoughts or considerations, just give us a call, 409-692-5753. Give me a call right now. I'll take your call. Call me. Let's talk about it. But or seek professional help, because I'm not one. I want to make sure that's out there, but people would be glad to take your call and help you out. Anyway, so the Texas Renaissance Festival is happening. Underway. We're week 1 just happened. 1001 Dreams is coming up this weekend. And it is the 1001 Dreams is the fairies and the frolic, the fluff, the flowers, the rainbows. But I think a lot more of the youth find this a good time to come. Really young kids. Like if I'm bringing the babies and stuff, I don't want to bring them to the pirate one.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
As much. Not that I don't, but I'm doing it during the day. I mean, it's just my personal perspective.
Yeah.
Right? I'm bringing the kids on pirate weekend during the day. Right? But on the ferry one, 1001, anytime's good. We're bringing all the kids. I'm bringing the neighbors' kids.
There's probably going to be a lot of
kids. Yeah,
in
that's
sure.
the one to go. And then you got Heroes and Villains coming up. You got which is the good guys and bad guys. It's not so 16th century. It's more Superman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman kind of.
Which I think you and I are going to have. We're going to try to cruise around on that day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and maybe get some interviews in. I got to thank you also. Armando and I are kind of teaming up this season. We're working together to help promote Southern Star and Go Lake Conroe. And Armando got us opening weekend tickets, and I gave away 20 tickets from Thursday through Saturday of last week. And people were really happy to receive those.
It's good. I hope they go. And I talked to an artist, Tom, and you might like this, and and I know you're a Christian fella, and I know you're too, Chris, and family guys, and I get a lot of artists in here, musicians, and they all tell me about what's the best part of the business. I do 300 acts a year, I do 250 acts a year, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, 250, you got to travel the location. There's only 350.
It's a lot.
Yeah. But then I'm thinking to myself, on the side, maybe they're doing 2 in a day, or maybe they're doing, I did a brunch and then I did an evening show. That would be 2, right? So one less day off the calendar because I'm measuring, the days in a year versus the amount of shows the guys does. It's the easy math, right? I get the quick math on his statement. And so I'm thinking about it the whole time, and I'm thinking about how this guy gets so immersed in that career and that life, and he's always doing this thing, so many days a year, and that's how I measure that. But I think about the 8 weeks up here at the Texas Renaissance Festival, and that if you took the southern the Mitchell Pavilion, it seats 15,500, right? So 15,500 people. And you could probably fit a few more, right? So I think about how many shows can it do a year? And I think about what's the capacity of that. And I think about 800 and something thousand showgoers annually going to the Texas Renaissance Festival out at Todd Mission.
Largest in the country?
Like, this is crazy. These numbers just blow away all these small micro dynamics that when we think about it. And then when you look at 800,000, I mean, you think about the Kyle Field holding
100,000,
100. I think 75 was the world record or something like that.
105. I was there 2 weeks ago and asked my son.
Yeah.
Which they expanded that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But when you're breaking records, these are amazing and miraculous things. So when you think 800,000 people, or 750,000 people, or 700,000,
that's an impressive number.
It's incredible. And it's unfathomable. You can't even see it.
Yeah.
So when we talk about 8 weeks of power and really working through what's already a marketing top season, which is the Christmas season. We all know, do a Black Friday. We do, everybody travels. We bring family to town to join and patron for dinners and events, and we have large dinners and meals. These are things that are we know they're coming to Montgomery. We know they're coming to Conroe. We know they're coming to our area, and I would want to make sure that any travelers know that the Renaissance Festival is a great place. Glad you came. Glad you're coming. Other stops could be Star-Brewing, a longtime supporter of the medieval fanfare, Armor Combat,
Right.
Armored MMA.
We have one of the best-selling beers at Renfest as well, Bombshell Blonde.
Bombshell Blonde served at 10, 15 locations throughout
almost all of them.
Almost all of them.
And if you can't find it, then ask them because they'll put it on.
And within a stone's throw of the event, you can go to Cozy Grape, which is right down the road, but 10, 15 minutes from the festival itself, down on 105 West, down in Montgomery, Texas. You can stop in there, patron some of the local fare there that has been there for over a decade. How long have you been out there?
13 years and counting. And
there it is.
I never wanted to have a restaurant. I wanted a little cozy wine bar. And looked everywhere, all over Houston, all over Sugar Land. Finally, I remembered I had a place on the lake in Lake Conroe. And originally didn't open.
I just remembered that.
Originally built out a place across from April Sound.
Yeah.
And couldn't get our TBC license because they wanted 2 bathrooms. And
men's and women's, that's tough.
And so I had a contingency, got out of it, thought I'd never own a wine bar. Well, somebody called me and said, hey, did you know that restaurant across from the old wine tasting room, Retreat Hill, is for sale? And I said, yeah, but that's a little bit too big. I just want a little wine bar. Went over, looked at it, got talked into buying it, and it's been over 13 years, and it's been a lot of fun.
We're blessed.
A whole lot of fun.
Congratulations, Tom. And we look forward to seeing you more and more. And we look forward to visiting you with the Orange Swift wine dinner, the Cozy Grape wine dinner, the Senses. And we'll visit with you there. And I look forward to trying more, going over to Sunstar Brewery, visiting with you and getting that double meat burger. And
comes in single too. But
next week, you can catch the events going on there. Guys, we'll be right back. Give us just a minute. We'll be right back after this in just a moment.
Car enthusiasts of Conroe, FM 104.5 and 106.1 Lone Star Community Radio invites you to shift into gear every Monday from 1 to 2 with Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy for news on all things automotive in the greater Houston-Conroe area. Can't make a live show? We've got you covered. You can find all of our uncut content, including full episodes on Spotify, iTunes, Play Store, YouTube, Facebook, and irlonestar.com. Again, that's Mondays 1 to 2, Cruising Car Club Talk with Robert and Randy. See you there.
Welcome to the Punch Your Texas Ticket segment of the show. Is Mondo, Chris Vogal,
hey,
and Tom Cronin from the Cozy Grape.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And so we're going to run through a couple of quick events that just, you can punch that Texas ticket, make you a little more Texan. Like if I told you to go skinny dip the Frio River in December, you might be a little more Texan when you're done, if you did. Even if you weren't born here.
Done yet.
Yeah, even if you weren't born here. If you're in winter and, Lukenbach is closed, in the winter, and you go down there and just drink next to the kettle stove and some guy playing a banjo for 4 to 5 hours, you might be a little more Texan. So that's how you punch your ticket, right? I punched it down in Lukenbach. I punched it on the Frio, swimming in the nude. Whatever your personal case may be. But there is a Texan experience that goes along with it. And so we have a few experiences we wanted to share today just to wrap up the program, the Texas Ticket Show here on Lone Star Community Radio. Chris, you got some stuff coming up. Tell me a little bit about what's coming up as quick as you can.
Saturday, the 18th, we have an event called Into the Woods, which is very fitting for our location. But it's a kind of like a masquerade costume thing that benefits St. Luke's Hospital and another, I don't remember, Angels.
I think it's Methodist.
No, it's St. Luke's and another. Proceeds go to them. And we'll have all kinds of things out there, Cirque du Soleil style acrobatics. You dress up. It's a ticketed event, and it's not us doing it, but it's very exclusive as well. It'll be 7 to 11. We'll have the main brewery will be open up until that point, and then we'll be having that event. And then also I'd like to mention again that we have the beer dinner at Eden Cafe on the 30th at 6:30. Which I will be hosting along with Eden Cafe. And we'll have a 4-course meal, and Buried Hatchet will be a part of it. I think we're serving Buried Hatchet with German chocolate cake that day. So it should be nice.
Well, phenomenal.
And then in between that, I think we have some private events, but that's about it.
Let me interject, if you don't mind. We've got, along that same line, Cozy Grape on Sunday night, the 19th at 5:30. We're having an art exhibit wine dinner. Now, I've never done anything like that, but it's called Senses. You'll be blindfolded part of the dinner while you're touching, feeling, smelling the artwork. It's 5 courses. I know we have Chilean sea bass. I know we have key lime pie. Can't remember what's in between, but we will have, of course, appetizer, welcome drink, things of that nature. The wines will be by Orrin Swift, which is an extremely well-known, higher-end offering, and that's the reason we went with them, because we want to make this thing really special.
Sounds great. Literally sounds great.
It sounds amazing. Yeah, and it is. It is a fantastic offering. I love me some Chilean sea bass. And that whole complimentary cocktail, that starter, just love that whole thing. The patio, the whole ambiance of the place, being in a historic downtown Montgomery really brings a great flair. It has its own way. It does. And if it's convenient to you, you should definitely make your way down to the Cozy Grape Sunday night. I think it starts, what time you said?
5:30 p.m.
5:30 p.m. And just a quick recap, we have the Texas Renaissance Festival with their second week, 1001 Dreams, which is a fantasy, fairy kind of theme going on to the whole event. Come on out and enjoy. Bring the little ones. It'll be a good time for them to come. And the following week, you'll see Heroes and Villains. Superman, Spider-Man, all the bad guys.
Which again, I think you and I are going to try to go out there for that weekend, right?
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah.
Also, we're giving away tickets for like the entirety of the
come on out
seasons.
to Star Brewery. Just ask for some tickets. Ask them when you go. Have a beverage, have a meal, have a snack. Ask them, hey, got any tickets? We'd let Tom give them away, but it's just weird at a nice fine dining restaurant like yours down there in Montgomery.
I'm looking forward to going myself.
I'm
that's
taking
right.
you, man.
I see
He's
him
coming
right
with
here.
us. Tom's got with. What's your character? What are you gonna be? You a wizard, Tom? You a wizard?
I'm just going to be Tom.
You a wizard, Larry?
He's gonna be Tom. He's gonna be Tom. King Tom. It's King Tom, folks. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week on the Texas Ticket Show.
Thank you, guys.
Lone Star Radio on my mind.